Good night all. So now we're discussing the unit number 5 of the geotechnical engineering, that is lateral. We are discussing the unit number 5 of geotechnical engineering, that is lateral earth pressure or earth pressure. Previously the unit was called as lateral pressure. So in the 2019 pattern, the name of unit is earth pressure. So it contains, first of all, part A, which is concerned with the introduction, then the Rankine's theory for plastic equilibrium in the active case and the passive case, and then the earth pressure at the rest, then the Rankine's theory for retaining wall due to submerged backfill. This is part A, and part B is the Rankine's theory with the for active earth pressure and passive earth pressure for uniform surcharge, then the backfill with a sloping surface and the layered backfill. And the second part and the next one, that is the next theory for the earth pressure, that is the Coulomb's waste theory. And then the other are the graphical methods, that is the Rabin's method and the Kuhlmann's method for determination of the earth pressure. Okay. So what is meant by the earth pressure? So now we are starting with the first point, that is earth pressure. So what is meant by earth pressure? So earth pressure means the force which is exerted by wall force exerted by the soil to the wall, which is called as the earth pressure, So it is one of the important soil property which influence the design of retaining wall, sheet piles, bulkheads and underground basement tanks. Okay. So first of all, we discuss about what is meant by the retaining wall. So this is our retaining wall. Okay. So this is the retaining wall. If you draw the cross section of the retaining wall, so this is the cross section, means this section, if you see from this view. Okay. So it consists of this portion which is called as the toe, this portion is called as toe, and this portion which is called as hill, and this is the wall, Okay. So this is the wall, and behind that there is a soil, So this soil which is called as a backfill, means the backfill means the material which is placed behind the wall, Okay. So which material? So material will be either will be the soil or with the rock. Okay. So what is meant by the earth pressure? So this material or this backfill will exert this pressure onto this wall. Okay. So this backfill or this soil will exert some pressure onto this wall. Okay. So this soil will exert some pressure onto this wall. Okay. So in the lateral direction means the horizontal direction, which is called as the lateral earth pressure, Okay. So due to application of the lateral earth pressure, what will be the changes which is occur onto this wall, that we discuss over here. Okay. So there are different kinds of lateral earth pressure generally occurs onto this wall. What will be this? We will discuss further. Okay. So prior that, what is meant by the retaining wall now? So what is meant by the retaining wall? Means the retaining wall is the wall is constructed to retain. So as name indicates, to retain or to hold the earth pressure or the soil pressure. Okay. Earth pressure or the soil pressure. Okay. So most of the retaining wall which were constructed in the So this most of the retaining wall which were constructed along the ghat areas. Okay. So there is a chances of the falling of the soil. Okay. So in this figure, so we see that, so this soil will try to slide down. Okay. Will try to fall down along this corresponding road. Okay. So we have to stop this soil onto to this respective area. So we can construct some wall. Okay. Either by using various material, either by stone masonry or either by reinforced concrete. Okay. So this is a stone wall. Okay. So this is called a retaining wall. So this wall will hold all this back material. So all this back material means this material is called as a backfill, because this material placed behind the wall. Okay. So purpose of the retaining wall to hold all the backfill material on this proper position, so it will not be fall onto ground surface. Okay. So most of cases the retaining wall can can be constructed when there is a suppose there is a one building which is located on suppose at the A point, and the second building which is at the B point. So it is at higher elevation, it is at lower elevation. Okay, so what will happen? So the material or the soil surrounding this wall will try to slip, or we say fall onto this corresponding with respect to this B building. Okay, so to avoid this, we have constructed one wall in between this, so that it can stop the falling of this material from A building towards the B building. Okay, so it acts as a mediator. It acts as a mediator, so that it can hold the material which is falling from A point to the B point, that is A building to the B building. Okay, so so this retaining wall, in the some cases retaining wall which can be used as a underground basement. Okay, so we know that what is meant by the basement. So basement of the building, so we can construct the wall. Okay, so it will avoid to falling of some soil into this respective duct. Okay, so this is called as a retaining wall. So we know the what is meant by the lateral pressure, means the pressure exerted by the wall to this wall to this pressure exerted by soil to the wall, pressure exerted by soil to the wall, which is called as lateral pressure. Okay, so it is one of the most important property. From that we can design the either retaining wall, the sheet pile wall, bulkhead, or underground basement. Okay, so this is the bulkhead. This is the bulkhead. Okay, so this is having these are the sheets, bulkhead. Okay, so this is one kind of the wall. So here we are constructed along the river area. Okay, so what will happen? So this surrounding material, or this back material, will try to slide, or we can say fall into this corresponding river area. So for that purpose we are constructing a temporary wall. Okay, temporary wall which is having this these are the vertical sheets. Okay, and these are the horizontal sheet, which is called as the bulkhead. This is called as a bulkhead. Okay, these are a temporary wall. Okay, so this is a cross section of this bulkhead. So next one, that is called a sheet pile wall. So these are the sheet pile wall. Okay, these are sheet pile wall which is having the shape like this corrugation. Okay, these are the shape like a corrugation. Okay, this is called a sheet pile wall. Okay, and this is a retaining wall. Okay, so while designing all this structure, we know the concept of the earth pressure, that is lateral earth pressure. So means how much amount of the pressure of the soil which is exerted onto this all types of wall, that we are going to be discuss. That is called as the lateral pressure. Okay, so there are various types of the lateral earth pressure. So according to Terzaghi, that is Carlo Terzaghi, which is known as the father of soil mechanics. So there are three kinds of earth pressure generally occurs onto the wall. So first pressure, which is called as earth pressure at rest. Second is called as active earth pressure, and third is called as passive earth pressure. Okay, so so we are discussing or one by one. So let us consider, suppose this is our wall, this is our wall. Okay, and behind this wall means back of the wall, this is the front of wall, and this is called as the back of the wall. At the back of wall there will be the soil. Okay, this is a soil. Suppose this is called as a soil. Okay, and this soil, which is called as a backfill, it is called as a backfill. Backfill means the material filled back of the wall, material filled back of the wall. Okay, so we see what is meant by the active, passive, and earth pressure at rest. Okay, so we see one by one. So this is our wall. Okay, and this is the backfill. Okay, so this backfill or this soil exert some pressure onto this wall, exert some pressure onto this wall in the lateral direction, which is called as the lateral pressure. Okay, which is called as the lateral pressure. So due to application of this backfill pressure, what are the various changes which is occurred onto this wall? That is called as either active earth pressure or passive earth pressure or earth pressure at rest. Okay, so what is, first of all, what is meant by active earth pressure? Active earth pressure means when the application of this lateral earth pressure, application of the lateral earth pressure, wall move away from the backfill. Wall move away from the backfill means this wall is in vertical position. When the application of this lateral earth pressure, this wall tends to move away from the backfill, means it is the original position. Due to application of this wall may get tilts in this direction, okay, in this direction means this wall which move away from the backfill, which is called as the active earth pressure, So this active earth pressure which is denoted by letter Pa. So P is called as a pressure, A is called as the active earth pressure, okay. In the second case, what will happen? Sometimes when the application of this lateral earth pressure, the wall move towards the backfill, okay, okay. So so this is the first of all, this is the first wall, and in the active case, what will happen? This wall move like that, okay, this is called as active. And in the passive case, wall move towards the backfill. In this case, the wall move towards backfill. So this is backfill, means at the back of the wall there will be the backfill, means the soil, means wall move towards the backfill, which is called as passive earth pressure, And what is the mean by earth pressure at rest? Means when due to application of this earth pressure, wall cannot be moved. What cannot be moved? It kept at their original position, which is called as a wall pressure at rest. Means there is no movement of the wall is kept at their original position, which is called as a rest. In the active case, what will happen? Wall move away from the backfill. So this is backfill, wall move away from the backfill, this is called as active. And when wall move towards the backfill, which is called as a passive, that is, it is denoted by letter PP. PP means passive, P means A means active, and P0 or we can call as PR is a rest. In the rest condition, wall is kept as straight, there is no movement. In the active, wall move away from the backfill, and at the passive, wall move towards the backfill. So this is our backfill, this is our wall. It is the rest condition, this is the active, this is the passive condition, okay. So in this diagram we can clearly show so this is the first condition, that is the earth pressure at the rest condition. So this is wall, this is retaining wall, okay, this is wall, and this is called as the footing of the wall, which is called as toe. This portion is called as hill, okay, and this is called as the backfill. This is the backfill or this soil, okay. So due to application of this soil pressure, so wall is kept at their original position, it cannot be moved, okay. It's called as this is called as the rest pressure. And in the active pressure, what will happen? So this is the original position of wall. So this blue line, this is the wall, will show this is the blue line, okay. So this is blue one is the wall, its original position. Due to application of this active earth, so application of this pressure of the soil, wall may get tilted in this direction, which is called as active, earth pressure, And in the passive case, what will happen? So this is the original position of the wall, and wall may get tilted in this direction, which is called as passive, earth pressure, okay. So let us see one by one. So by definition, by this slide, earth pressure at rest, when the wall is rest, means the material is in natural state, pressure applied by the material is known as earth pressure at rest. Then active earth pressure means wall move away from the backfill, there is decrease in pressure of the wall and decreases continuous until the minimum value is reached. Now that decreases continuous, the minimum value reached, after which there is no reduction in pressure and the value becomes constant, which is denoted by letter sigma A, or we can call it as PA. Then the passive earth pressure means when wall move towards the backfill, okay. So these are the important word. At rest there is no movement, at the active there is a move away from the wall, at the passive wall move towards the backfill, and there is an increase in pressure. So in the active phase there is a decrease in pressure, on the wall and is increases continuous until the maximum value reached.